Okay, so the bezel's been soldered. Of course, I had that in the other video. And I filed down the inside of the bezel because that will affect how the stone sets. The outside of the bezel can affect how the stone sets if the solder's pretty bundled up at the very top. But in this piece, since I'm going to solder it again, I have to solder this bezel piece to the silver. That solder might flow. More than likely it's not going to because I used hard solder for the joint, and I'm going to use medium solder for the base of the bezel, which means that the hard solder takes a higher temperature to flow. So therefore, whenever I solder this bezel to the silver with the medium solder, more than likely the hard solder won't flow if I don't get it up to the correct heat. So anyways, I wanted to show a video of this, and what I'm doing right here is I've sanded the bottom of this bezel with the stone in it to even it out, and then I cut out this piece of silver. I set this bezel on top of the piece of silver, and I'm checking to see if there's any light underneath the bezel, because that's also pretty important, because I'm gonna have to put little balls of solder at where these two join, and you want a pretty good connection there as well, because this bezel is what's going to be holding the stone in. So I'll post this video next, and then I'll show the soldering process after I cut up the solder and ball it up, and I'll put the little balls in there. You really see. Oh, you see my Reese's? My husband loves me. He always buys me Reese's. It's not the best thing for me, but you know. Fuel. I see all my feathers, but I haven't cut out yet. Little bats. I was practicing putting hot wax stamps on my bench. Anyways.